Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today so that we can discuss Young Blondes, Stalked and Murdered. So this movie is about a young woman who's trying to make it as an actress. She's struggling greatly, but she keeps pushing forward. She's doing a little bit of social media stuff on the side, but she really wants to be an actress, and she seems really determined to do whatever to get to that point. She has some really awkward encounters with people who are, kind of quasi-casting people or have like small projects or whatever. All of them seem to be really creepy and weird. At the same time, there's a killer going around killing young blonde actresses and making like social media videos about it, stalking them, and then eventually, the attack that's involved. But she's kind of putting that in the back of her mind as she's moving forward with her career. And it basically comes down to her trying to kind of move herself forward while also being able to accept that like other people are having successes that she's not having, all while trying to avoid being stalked and murdered by this serial killer. So this movie is really unusual. It barely runs an hour, so it's a really low time demand. It's like an hour and 5 minutes or an hour and 7 minutes, something like that. Definitely interesting because it's not a traditional thriller where like the narrative is pushed by her trying to evade this killer. And at the same time, it's not really like just a regular drama about a starlet trying to make it, because you do have a lot of, scenes that are based around this killer that's out there. I just think it's a really weird movie. It's got a really strange vibe, it's got a surreal, absurdist feel to it, but then it's also like really serious and dark at times. I feel like the lead actress did a fantastic job. Definitely a really interesting performance, especially for such an unusual character type in this kind of unusual story. I think she did a really good job of kind of capturing the perfect vibe for the character. The killer stuff is okay, I guess. It's just kind of there, but it is interesting when it comes up. But I just feel like the movie never really gels together really well, but it doesn't really matter because this movie doesn't really seem to be about that. It just seems to be about like the moment and like the vibe and how things like, again, like the atmosphere. It just really didn't seem like the narrative was the main crux of this thing, but it's definitely a weird movie. Like I said, it's like a combination of like absurdism and like the super dark stuff. And I think it's worth checking out if you like unusual movies, just because the lead performance alone is so good. They're so interesting, I should say, that like, I think that's enough to recommend it, but it's definitely an unusual movie, and it's definitely I would be very interested to see what people think about it. So if you happen to have seen it, let me know in the comments what you think about it. But I give it a thumbs up just because I like weird, unusual movies, and I really like the lead actress's performance. So I give a thumbs up to Young Blondes, Stalked and Murdered. Doesn't sound very good. Anyway, thank you for checking out this review, and hopefully I'll see you soon.